welcome back to the channel, guys. And like I said in my last video, I went to have a look at a Peugeot 208 that my ex-colleague was selling, and we agreed a deal on it, and here it is. I've just picked it up on the way down now to the MOT station. So 2014 Peugeot 208 with 60 odd thousand miles on the clock. It's got a good amount of service history. It's only 2 previous owners. It's got a decent spec. So it's got 4 months of MOT remaining. So I'm just going to take it down to the MOT station to get a brand new MOT on there. It's never failed an MOT, this one. It's had 2 MOTs where it's had advisories, but all the other ones it's passed in its history. It's due a service. I think the last service, we'll have a look at the service book, was done at 59, I think. And I think it's due a cam belt change. There's no paperwork for a cam belt change, so I need to get a cam belt done. But that was all priced in the offer that I made to my ex-colleague. A couple of issues with the car. One of the issues, which seems to be a common issue with the Peugeot 208s, is the rear washer pipe. The plastic here gets really brittle and it snaps and breaks. So when you try and use a rear washer, it will just leaks down the side. So I'll have to get that done. The actual kit or the replacement pipe is about £25 on eBay, but I had a look on YouTube, and it's quite a bit of a pain because you have to take all of this plastic off here, all that trim there. So it's a bit of a pain. So I'm not going to attempt to do that myself. I'll just get my mechanic to do that. So that's one of the issues. In terms of the bodywork, apart from needing a good clean on the outside and the inside, it's in good condition. There's no scuffs, no marks on the bodywork. It's pretty clean for the age of the vehicle. I've just driven it down towards my mechanics for the last 10 minutes, and it drives completely fine, which I know it would. I know my ex-colleague is going to be genuine about the car. So let's jump in and have a look at some of the spec. So you got controls for your audio. You got electric side mirrors. 65,000 on the clock. Got cruise control down there. Air conditioning. CD player. Got the handbooks as well, so it's all good. So let's have a look at the service history. So I don't think it's a full service. I think there's a couple of services missing. So we've got 2015, 16, 17's missing. We've got 18, 19 is there. 20 is missing. We've got 21 and 22 is there at 59. So I might just do another minor oil service on there, just oil and oil filter. It's 5-speed manual gearbox. And the other issue is with the car is when they got a receipt for a catalytic converter change, so they had to get the catalytic converter changed. I think it had issues with the emissions, and when the mechanic put so when the mechanic swapped over the catalytic converter, I think he's not used the original bracket that was on there, which holds the catalytic converter. And now sometimes you hear like a rattle. My ex-colleague then took the car to a different mechanic, and that's when he said the previous mechanic used the wrong clamp, and that's where that noise is coming from. So hopefully I'll take it down to my mechanic, see if you can do anything with that. If not, I'll have to order or go to the scrapyard and see if I can get a hold of a clamp. Catalytic converter clamp, and then get that swapped over. So apart from needing a good valet, she did warn me, to be fair, that it needs a good clean inside. But that's all nothing that can't be fixed with a good old valet. So I offered her £200 above what we buy in a car, or offering her for the car, but I've got margin in the car to get the cam belt water pump done. So when it comes to retailing the car, it will have a fresh service, a fresh 12 months, hopefully advisory free MOT, and it will have a camber and water pump done. So that should be all good to go. So let me know what you guys think of this latest purchase. I think it will be a nice little car for someone who just recently passed a driving test. All 4 tyres seem to be in good condition with decent amount of tread on there. So let's see how we get on with this one. I'm just gonna head down now to the MOT station, like I said, because I took the Kia Venga down there, the automatic one that we have in stock. I took that one down there to get it MOT'd, and it's unfortunately failed on just one of the front tyres, got a bulge in it. So I'm gonna drop this one down and leave this with them to get this one MOT'd and pick up the Kia Venga and get the tyre replaced on that one. And then that will have a brand new 12 months advisory free MOT. We also service that one as well. Just trying to get the Kia Venga up for sale as soon as I can, because I've had quite a lot of interest and messages regarding automatic cars. So I'm trying to get that one up for sale as soon as I can, and then we'll see how we get on with the other cars. So we just picked up the Kia Venga from the MOT station, and it initially failed on a bulge on one of the front tyres, front passenger side, near side front. So I've got that replaced, got that changed, and now we've got an advisory free MOT. So 12 months advisory free MOT on the car. We've recently serviced it as well, so in terms of mechanically, it's all good to go. It just needs a good valet, so I'm going to drop it off to the valeters. As you can see down here, really quite dusty and dirty. I'd prefer to do the valeting myself, but I just don't have the time with all the other cars that I've got in stock to do it. So I'm just gonna drop off to the valeters, get order a set of car mats. There's no car mats for the car, and then this will be ready for retail. So the couple come down and collected the Vauxhall Viva yesterday. Really nice couple, left me a 5-star Google review again. So that's another flip, another 5-star review, which is always good. Just taken a walk around video and pictures of the Kia Venga. Picked it up earlier this morning from the valeters. It's come out really well. I'm really happy with this one. So we gave it a full valet. It's got a little scuff here, a front passenger side bumper, which I'm not going to do much about because I'm going to be well under retail on this one, which I'm going to leave because I'm going to be well under Auto Trader retail on this one. And there's a little car park dink there, but it's so minor, I can't, it's hard to, you probably just better see it just there. It's hard to pick up on the camera. But apart from that, for the age of the vehicle, the bodywork's in good condition. So if you remember this one, this was really dusty inside. We've had the front seats shampooed. It's all nice and clean now. Let's try and get in there, have a look. What a big difference having a good old valet makes on the vehicle. So I'm happy with how this one's turned out. The back seats weren't as bad. I don't think the back seats were hardly ever used, to be fair. Seeing this is an automatic, I'm hoping it will be a quick flip. But we'll see how we get on with it. It's a 1.6 petrol, so I'm not sure if that's going to put people off. But with only 20,000 miles on the clock for the age of this vehicle, not sure how many else are out there with a full Kia main dealer service history. So hopefully those two things will set it apart from the other cars that are listed out there. And make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel to see how we get on with this one. Not had much interest in the red Hyundai i10. Had it up for 2,995, which I thought was pretty competitive. But no interest, no inquiries on that one. So I've dropped that down to 2,795. And I've dropped down the price on the Igo. So the Igo, again, I was at 5,295 on that one. But no interest on that one, no inquiries on that, so I've dropped that down to 4,995. I'm under the £5,000 bracket, so we'll see if that generates any inquiries and any leads. It's back holiday Monday, and typically it's raining. Not sure you can hear the rain in the background. and I'm full of cold, which seems to always happen on a bank holiday. But anyway, we still carry on. I come across a car that I'm potentially going to get into stock. It seems to have a decent margin in it. We've had one of these before and sold it quite quickly, so hopefully we can do the same with this one. So it's in Chesterfield, which is about an hour and a half away from us. So I'm just going to head up there, see if it's any good, and see if I end up buying it, and then bringing it back and see if it dies on me or if it drives fine. Let's go and check it out. So this is what we picked up yesterday. 2012 Alfa Romeo Giulietta 1.4 petrol. Had one of these previously in stock, a red one, and that sold quite well. Sold within a few days, so hopefully it'll be the same case with this one. It seems to be a really well looked after example. You can see around the bodywork, there's nothing to mention really. It's all in really good condition, no marks, no scuffs. I think it looks really smart with those alloys and in the white. Alloys overall are in good condition. See that one there? No scuffs or marks. With the red calipers, that looks pretty smart. All tyres have good level of tread, so that's good. Looking into the interior, as you expect with Alfa Romeos, it's all nice and smart and well designed. You've got your whole Bluetooth connection, all that kind of stuff. Your start, stop, air conditioning, dual climate control. You got your DNA switch for the different driving modes. You got your 12-volt valve down there. 6-speed manual gearbox. One thing I just noticed that I didn't know these cars had were in the glove compartment. You've got, I don't know if you can see there, you got connections there for USB and auxiliary, which is useful because it's got a media button here, so I guess you can play media through the USB, which is smart. Obviously, got your Bluetooth and all that kind of stuff. So it's got all the kit. Got rear, reverse parking sensors as well. So it's a nicely kitted out car for the age of the vehicle. So 1.4 is not too bad actually for the size of the car. It's pretty nippy. Inside again, hopefully you can see, got some seat covers on there, but you've got this nice part leather interior. The cloth just needs a good clean. Try and get some rid of these stains. Try and get it down to the valeters, get the valeter to sort that out. So you got your steering wheel controls for your phone calls and your sound and all that kind of stuff. You got cruise control, which I think my previous one didn't have, and this one only has 61,000 miles. So let's have a look at some of the paperwork that we have for the car. So in terms of ownership, nice and low. We've only 2 previous keepers, which is good. We've got 2 keys, which is good. In terms of service history, we've got a decent amount of service history. So we've got 14, 15, 16's missing. You've got 17, 19, where it's had a cam belt, 20, and then a main one at 22. So it's got a decent amount of service history. One thing that is quite concerning is on the previous MOT, we've had quite a few advisories. So the owner said they've sorted out the tyres, so they changed the tyres, but they didn't do anything in terms of the suspension arms or the coil springs. So the MOT runs out in June, so I want to take it down to my MOT station, get a new MOT, see what that comes back with, and then get the advisories done. I was told before I went down to pick up the car that all of these had been done and been fixed, but I think what happened was I bought this from a lady, but it was her parents' car, it was her dad's car. I think there was a bit of miscommunication. I think she told him, I think she understood it that these were done, but when I got there, he confirmed that they weren't done. So I managed to knock up the price down a bit to cover the cost of getting these done. So let's go and have a look into the rear of the vehicle. So the rear seats really matching the front seats, all in really good condition for the age of the vehicle, which is good to see. Got electric windows at the back, which is nice. So having a look at the engine bay, looks like an honest example. Potentially looks like a fairly recent battery there. Can't see any obvious signs of any leaks or anything. So yeah, looking at the coolant, as you can see already, is that the right colour? It's had a major service recently, so expect all that to be looking good. Engine oil is nice and clear, as you expect with it having a major service recently. So it looks like we picked up a good example, guys. So the previous owner had an issue with the lights here, so the reverse light and these lights there weren't working. So he got an auto electrician out to sort those lights out, and that's when he noticed that this pipe here was like deteriorating. So I think what he said was he's just wrapped it up and blocked it up, because it was all damp behind here as well, where the water wasn't coming out from the rear washer. I think that pipe there's all corroded. So I need to get that sorted. I'll take it down to my mechanic, see if he can fix that pipe there, or if not, I'll have to try and source a replacement pipe. So yeah, no water comes out of there, just the wiper works, but the jet doesn't. So that's another thing to fix on this vehicle, as well as the advisories, and getting a fresh brand new MOT on there. Luckily it's had a major service recently, so that's good, so we don't need to worry about servicing it. And it's had the camber done at 50,000 miles, so you don't need to worry about that as well, so that's all good. One thing I did notice actually, which I wasn't aware of, was these wing mirrors. A bit strange, I've not seen it before, to be honest. These the electric wing mirrors on both sides, they, see if I can show you, you see that they go left and right, but they don't go up and down, which is a bit strange. Let me know if you've ever seen this before in another car. It might just be that they need a bit of help to get them moving up and down, or the motor's a bit stuck, or where the cogs that move it up and down are a bit stuck. I'll see what my mechanic thinks about that. Hopefully it won't be an expensive fix. Apart from that, it's all good. So I had a look on Auto Trader for similar kind of models of these Giuliettas, and there was similar kind of mileage, and they're retailing for around 5.5. So I've got a decent margin in this one. I'm just hoping that to get an advisory-free MOT and do the rear washer cable or jet pipe, and sorting out the wing mirrors won't cost me too much, and then it'd be good to go with a good valet. So let me know, guys, what you think of this car. Do you think it's a good, decent buy? Do you think it's a nice example? Looks like to me it's been well looked after. So I bought it from Chesterfield, so it was about an hour and a half drive back down, and it drove completely fine. Engine temperature was at the right level. It revved fine. There's no juddering, no knocks, no bangs, no anything like that. So that's all good. So we'll see how we get on with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this one off to the MOT station to get it through an MOT and see what comes back in terms of failures or advisories. And then I'm going to pick up the Peugeot 208 that you saw previously in the video. That failed on the MOT for a few things, and I've ordered the rear washer pipe for that. So I'm going to drop this one off to the MOT station and then pick up the Peugeot 208 and drop it off to my mechanic so he can do the rear washer pipe and fix the failures and the advisories on the MOT. We'll go through that MOT when I pick up the car. In terms of the other cars we have in stock, I've listed the A3 now on Auto Trader. So the recommended retail price on that was 10,700. I've got it up for 9,995. So hopefully that's a good purchase for someone. One of my ex-colleagues is potentially interested in the iGo for their daughter. So I'll wait to see what they come back with on that. They are looking to part exchange the S Max, I think. because I don't need two big cars. So we'll see how we get on with that one. The Peugeot 208, which is a strange one. This is non-cap, worth around 11,000. We've dropped the price now down to 7,995. I did have a Facebook inquiry on this 2 days ago. The woman did seem interested in the car. She had a Renault Clio that she was thinking of part exchanging in for this, but she got back to me today and she said she's decided to stick with her Renault Clio for the time being. It hasn't given her any issues or anything like that. It's just, I think she potentially fancied a change. So that was an inquiry we've had on that one. The Auto Trader listing on that one is going to expire soon. So we need to see what we're going to do with that one. Just going over down here. So I've done the walk around video and the pictures on A-Class. I just need to get that listed on our website on Auto Trader. I've done the pictures and the walk around video for the Venga as well. Just need to get that listed on Auto Trader. Same with the i10, the 2017 one. The 2010 one, so we dropped the price down to 2,795. I can't remember if I mentioned that previously in the video. And then I had an inquiry yesterday on Facebook. Typical Facebook inquiry. No, hi, hello, anything like that. Just an offer of 2,200. So for 2,795, I just responded back saying no thanks. And I haven't heard anything back from them, so I'll let that one slide. So yeah, so I'm going to go down to MOT station now, drop off the Giulietta, pick up the other 208 that we have in stock, and then drop that off to my mechanics for him to do the fixes for the MOT, and then fix the rear washer pipe, and then let's see how we get on with these. So we had our very first test drive in the Toyota Argo yesterday. A local family come down to see it. They got here before I got to the car, so they saw it as it was, and they bought it. So very first test drive, and there's another car sold. Good stuff. I had to drop the price on this one twice, so from 5,500 to 4,995 now, but it's gone. We've made a decent profit on it, so I'm just going to give it a quick refresh before they come and collect it, and then be on to the next one. So I just dropped the Giulietta off to the MOT station. They will get that MOT'd tomorrow. So I've got the Peugeot 208, and it's failed on a few things, so let's just go through what it's failed on. So we've got near side rear tyre, just needs to be changed, minor, it's not a problem. Registration plate bulb, that's minor. Parking brake efficiency below requirements, offside rear. Another tyre, offside front. And then brake disc worn, pitted but not seriously weakened front inner. So it looks like to get rid of the advisories and stuff and the major defects, we'll have to put some tyres on and potentially front and rear disc and pads. So that's going to be a couple of £100 bill. So we'll see how much that comes to. So that isn't too bad really. So once we've done that, the Peugeot 208 already had a service recently. So once we've done these, got a fresh MOT with no advisories, it'd be good to go. So just picked up the Peugeot 208 back from the mechanics. So he's fixed all of the issues with the car apart from tyres, which I'll get done myself. So registration plate bulb on the rear. Disc and pads we've done, front disc and pads, and he's fixed the parking efficiency issue on the offside rear. We've done the cam belt, or on the Peugeots you get the wet belt. We've got that done as well, and he's changed the, let me just go, pop to the back. We had the issue with the rear washer pipe, so he's changed that all out now, so that's all good to go. So I'm just going to get the tyres changed and then take it back to the MOT station for retest. So you should come back with a advisory-free MOT. Getting the wet belt done and getting the service done, it has come at a cost, but I thought I would just get it all done now, ready to get the car retailed. So the bill that's come for this, including the service, the change, the fixes for the MOT, and the wet belt, has come to £740. So it's quite a big chunk of money and it's quite a big bill, but I think it's worthwhile. I had the margin in the car to do it, so I think it's worthwhile doing it. So the new owner will have peace of mind that there's nothing to be done on the car mechanically. It will be good to go. So we just picked up the Alfa Giulietta from the MOT station, and unfortunately it's failed, which I'm not surprised with, to be honest, with the amount of advisories that we had in the last MOT. So just having a look at the failures. So it's 3 of the 4 coil springs has failed, and then another one is on the advisory. So I'm gonna get all 4 of those changed. The car did make like a creaking sound when we were going over speed bumps and stuff. I noticed when I was driving it back. So that must have been the coil springs, and the rear discs are worn. So I'm getting those done as well. So rear discs and pads, and then after that would be advisory free MOT. Considering we had, as you've seen previously, the amount of advisory we had on the previous MOT, this isn't too bad, to be fair. I'm quite happy with this as the results of the MOT. So I'm just going to drop it off to the mechanics, get them to get these repairs done, and get him to fix the rear washer pipe that isn't that's deteriorated, and see if we can do anything about the wing mirrors not moving up and down on both sides, and then it'll be ready for retail once it's had a valet. I've got my recovery guy. He just collected my latest purchase from Facebook. He's back on his way back to Northampton. So if you want to see what car that is and to see if it will be a good purchase or not, and when it turns out, I bought it blind, so I don't know how it's going to be, how it's going to drive. I literally put a deposit down on the car and sent the recovery guy up to go and collect it this morning. So if you want to see how that turns out, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.